Welcome everybody to Young Composer Reacts to Pink Floyd Sheep. I'm gonna have to speedrun this one, I have to go afterwards. Let's just start. I have to interrupt it now because we're halfway through. I don't want to lose my train of thought. So I don't know if I heard this before. I thought I heard it years ago, but it doesn't remind me of anything. And I was listening to Animals the other day, and I was interrupted by something as I was getting into the beginning of it, I think. So that's why I wanted to react to it, because it's one of the only like really popular Pink Floyd songs I haven't heard, or haven't heard more than like a couple times, and I don't remember it. So the first thing that strikes me is that Pink Floyd mode. Now, I'm not super familiar with modes, but I do know Dorian, which is sort of like the funk mode, and Pink Floyd uses it all over the place, even when the song is not Dorian, not like obviously Dorian. Gilmour seems to really love it, like in the solo of Another Brick in the Wall, part whatever it is, 2, I think. You know the one I'm talking about. Those bass sextuplets are so good. They sort of introduce a bouncy feel where the synth playing is sort of not really necessarily indicating that. You could think it's like a shuffled 4/4, but it's really that bass that indicates that something's gonna happen that's not square, and the drums come in to confirm that with these reverse attacks that are not common on drums, to be honest. I don't hear it much. I hear it much more on vocals, and we actually have them on vocals too in the rest of the song. So those vocals are great. They're long held, they're pretty high notes, not processed. No, sorry, they're very processed, but they're not processed technically vocally. They're just held with no vibrato. He's just like la, you know what I mean. The vocals coming in reversed. I'll throw in a couple examples of other songs that have that I dig. This weird chord change that happens at some point reminds me of Eagles song, or of Higher Ground, or of, you know, old bluesy stuff. And when you hear Pink Floyd, it's not necessarily obvious that it's blues influenced. If you break down Gilmour's playing and stuff, you know, it becomes more apparent. But you know, when I hear Comfortably Numb, I don't necessarily think blues, not right away at least, but you know, a composition like this, it's much more clear, the influence that blues has had on them. Now, what I love about Pink Floyd albums is how different the synthesizers sound depending on what album, and they really tend to stick to one ambience synth-wise, and in that sense, all of their albums are sort of like concept albums, because all songs on their albums sonically sort of use the same things. Like when you listen to Wish You Were Here, the synth that is being used is the same throughout like all of the songs, and same for Animals. I have not listened to Animals much, so I'm talking a little bit out of my back here, but I think there's a lot of organ on that album, and here I love it. Starting the song, you know, with that sound that reminds me of Wish You Were Here a little bit more in terms of synth textures, and then coming to that organ feel. Ambience. This thing is so ambient, you know, obviously it's like the drums are here, the heavy guitars that play low notes are here, the bass is here. It's not like just it's not an ambient song necessarily, but that ambience is always here in the background. The effects are everywhere. Everything's very processed. We have that same reverse thing on the vocals and drums. The tempo is flowing a little bit. You know, when we pass that 3-minute line, it picks up a bit and then it comes back down. That's pretty rare in a Pink Floyd song. Nick Mason seems to really be straight in his playing most of the time. So it's really cool to see that. That's what happens when you record something live. The energy of the song just gets transcribed into the performance. Really enthusiastic performance. And then we have that part that I'll play again. That's this purple stain / lingus thing that we talked about, where somebody's playing one thing and other instruments put it in context with the chords that change. Wow. This is going into Pigs on the Wing, part two, but those, just want to mention real quick, those sheep noises at the end make me want to go and listen to the lyrics because I haven't paid attention. I'm also French, so sometimes I just don't get it sometimes. But yeah, it's weird that they put that here. It's sheep noises in the song about sheep sort of makes you instantly think that this is a more serious song than it seems to be. So I'll go and check out the lyrics. So many synth textures. I have to take back what I said about this song maybe trying to stay in the Animals vibe of synth. And here the range of sonic synthitude is great. I wonder how that stuff even worked back in the day, because obviously synth wasn't really the way we think of the synth today. Like this, damn it, this is a synth today, right? Please subscribe to the channel so I can learn how to say synth. But back in the day, a synth was analog most of the time, all the time, and so you had to turn knobs on the synth or take a different synth when you wanted a different sound. You couldn't just program it and stuff, so it makes it all even more impressive. There's a slight effect on the bass. I think it's a slight flanger or something like that makes it eerie, and then Pink Floyd go Daft Punk on us with the vocoder. Really surprising. What's so cool is how the basic tracks are laid and they're so tight and they're so good, and you can hear this rhythmic guitar and rhythmic synth mixed pretty low, and they just they're just here to serve, and then all of the ambient stuff is taking the sonic place of those basic tracks that you would expect to be mixed a little bit higher. And sometimes something huge comes in, like a big guitar strum or big synth effect. That's ballsy mixing right there. I love it. That riff, that's suddenly major. I think it has repeated before in the song, but I hadn't paid attention. It's ballsy too, to go from this sort of Dorian thing, but that has a minor feel, to just change it out completely and go from minor to major. I mean, this thing is all over the place. The fade out helps the sheep noises to be more impactful, and that's about all I have time to say for today. When you will see this, I'll be on holiday, so anytime I'm wearing this shirt, it means I'm not here. This is a pre-programmed video. This is the 3rd of June today. If you want to check out sort of what I do as a musician, composer and stuff, you can watch this video, or you can subscribe to, follow my Spotify, because I lost all of my followers when I changed my artist name from Tanguy to Tanguy Blanchard. Okay, bye. See ya. And here, I think on Animals, what strikes me the most is I don't fucking know, actually.